guys, how are you? It's TravisScottXX back again here. I'm just here, you know, by now I am marwa fish farmer. You can just call me that way. So I am here just basking and showing you the vlogs about how the entire vlogs of this I am marwa made in Jin is just constructed. We have a mega gate here, just a multi-million gate undergoing at this area here. You can see it's just tiling up. So these people are the people I'm just waiting for so they can now do the tiling at my fish pond project there. So guys, I'm just going to show you more about the vlogs of how they're now tiled upside down. You can now see the down part upside down. So I can just reach there. So as I now vlog about everything ongoing at this area, we have the mason is just standing here, just viewing on how everything is just done out to the upper side of this gate here. So it's just a mega gate undergoing at this I am marwa meddling Jin. So guys, keep it low, keep it watching. I'm just going up so as I can know how they're just going up using a ladder. I don't know if it's a ladder. I will have to reach there so as I see on how they're just going up, folding. A scaffold. Yeah, scaffold. So it's just a scaffold. So as I can now reach at the upper side where they are, so as we can just give 2-3 thoughts, then we shall go for fish farming with my lady. Hey!
Woo, woo, woo. From Sky Art Deco,
Sky.
Right here. The villa, guys. These people are teaching me noise.
Of course, yeah, we have to speak. We have to speak. So we are just going for to see the maintenance practices done at the fish ponds, guys.
Yes. And
so
the developments from the last vlog.
Thank you. This is the gate outlook from this position of the road accessing I am marwa villa, but we have sun rays approaching this area here. But I am going up there to see the top masons who are just hey bro, how do you come? Hey, yeah, look at this. Bro, mbona? Nikuje. Why? Where do you pass through to come there? Hey, so can you just catch my phone? This guy. Oh.
Olia sisa bana taka maneno yako.
Poza.
Woza.
Yes, ongea.
Ya. Hapo sichukui vizuri bana.
Sasa nyinyi hapa mnapanda aje? How do you panda here? Hey, it's after some work. Even top masons you have work. How are you, man?
I'm fine.
Cool. Hey, what about you? You know.
My friend.
Everything is good.
My friend,
Look at how the fixing is just done, guys. Let's see here.
Yeah.
Sha. They should measure with an appropriate measurement.
Yeah.
Look at how the fixation is that done. You can now not differentiate where they have just.
Yeah, of course.
Wow. What's your name, man?
I'm Said Jaffet.
Jaffet too?
I am Said Jaffet.
Said Jaffet.
Yeah.
What about you, man? What's your name?
His name Kush.
Name Kush.
Yeah.
So guys, this is what is just ongoing at the marwa site here. You can now see how I'm just viewing how everything is just undergoing to this area. So you can see that's just a reception area. Get the river. How are you, man? I've recognized your presence. You can just wave. Say hi. Okay. Get the river there. So guys, I'm just going to protrude this area here. So I have to be so keen because they are just arranged in ladder form. Safi bro, sifiki hapo. Hey, this is the construction of this gate here, guys. You can just see they're just trying to tile from the downer area of this. Wow, it has a space here. Look at this. Look at this. They have this, guys, up to the far end. Wow. Look at the far end. It looks like a fish pond here, guys. Oh. Wow. Look at the compound, guys.
Remember to shout out to my YouTube channel.
Yeah, you can just shout out. You have a YouTube channel?
Of course, I have my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
I use the name Saidi Jafet.
Said Jafet.
Yeah, remember to subscribe my YouTube channel, to share and comment.
Thank you.
My work here is this one.
Tiling now.
Yeah,
So these are just the people who are just going to tile the fish pond.
yeah.
Maybe when are you just finishing this work?
this one. When I finish here, I'm going there to fish.
Fish pond, eh?
Yeah.
So when? This week we are going to finish this one?
Yeah, this week.
This week.
Yeah.
So guys, from next week they're
From
just
Monday.
going to start the fish pond tiling. So as I'll just update you more about how the vlogs of this area looks like, more and more time coming. Can you swim from this end to the far one? We have some crazy people inside here, guys. Look at that. So he's from working this dust dikes here. So he's just cooling the body down. So the cooling of the body is just swimming because we don't have some fish here. That's swimming mpaka huko mwisho. Unaweza?
Hapo kuna matope bana mengi.
Enda katikati. You know, guys, we can transform this into a swimming pool. Do you think so? It can just be a swimming pool. We have a crazy man in. Good morning.
No, it's not good morning. It's good afternoon. Good evening, I mean.
So, what are you here for, man?
Oh, I'm here for work.
Hey, I see you have gumboots, you have everything.
Yes.
Are you done with work?
Yeah.
Which kind of work, man?
You can see levelizing this area from the far end.
The far end till this end here.
Yeah.
So these are just the people who are just maintaining the fish ponds here for a while now. So they have just finished the work. So, sister, how are you?
Hi.
I'll just chip onto you a little bit.
All right.
So I'm coming back.
So we are remaining with this one swimmer here. So he's yes.
Yeah, are you going to swim? Eh? Enda uingie. Ama uwezi? Enda. It's just a fun, guys. You can now see it's just a fun where the fish ponds are. It's just whenever people are just finishing their work, they have just done what we call the levelizing of the ponds. You can now see how the environment looks so clean, guys. So they are just behind these maintenance practices done alongside this place here. So the only thing is just cooling the bodies down so as everything can continue prospering the way it is. So guys, I can now get around the fish pond here or at this fish farming here, so as I can now show you where I've just reached with this product or project until the way it is. So they're just under fan. You can see that. What's up? This is the fun moment ever we have here. So whenever you finish your work here, guys, you have to swim the way you want. You enjoy water. You enjoy whenever you need. So it's just we provide water is just there. It's like a swimming pool. You cannot say just sink or drown. What we have here is enjoyment now and again. So after the work, this is just the practices that are just done here. You can see how the enjoyment are. This. So this is the moment around here. So guys, they were just doing this leveling of this dike here, which is wherever I just constructed this or renovation of this third fish pond, the way it was now expanded to the far end. You can now see we have an outlet here. It's just an outlet, just accessing water and just compacted this area so as they can now withstand this water not to ooze out from any section of this area. So you can now see how the field looks like. Very, very good. You can see. Wow, they're just enjoying, guys. You can just enjoy the way they're just dropping themselves onto the water level. So the water is not bad. You can just swim because it's under fertilization process. It has no things to do with maybe predators, any kind of predator, maybe snakes. They are not just there. It's just a good pond. You can now shower and you can now swim wherever you want. You can just hide and seek any kind of just fishing or look at the guys, they're just swimming. And here we have, it's now full of water, so that's where they can now enjoy. We have an outlet here, same to the other fish ponds there. We have the river YouTube here. But I was just talking about this area here. This area, I want to construct a gazebo here, guys, so as people can just view from this area, looking around the field, how it looks like, how the nature is, and other things to do with this compound or the project around this area. And guys, as you can see, I was just talking about the meter of this fish pond here. The far you go to the middle chest, it's more longer than the sideways of this fish pond here. You can just jump onto this area here so they can now see the length of this area. Go in, stand there. You can now see where it reaches, just around side the waist, and the other guy is just about to sink in water. So at the end there, it's just like a harvest basin, so it's so deeper at that place. So that's now the level of this fish pond, how it looks like. This is just a pathway, so the maintenance practices have just been done onto this area. So the slashing, everything is just the maintenance practices. You can now see how it looks like. It's so clear now, guys. For everything to do with how things are just moving, it's good to just people to have fun, you know. People have fun, guys. So I'll just be updating you more and more and more videos that are just direct from this fish farming. Whenever I just post, just watch until the end, because it's just a contented knowledge and skills about the fish farming. So whenever they just slashed some grasses are just still in, so we are just going to remove them via use of a scoop net, so as we have a clear place here. You can now see how water turns there, somehow greenish. The guy has been throwing inside here some we call the fertilization process of the manure. So and urushe manure. The guys are just having fun. You can throw manure now? Yes. So the fertilization process is just this way here. They are just throwing the manure from this area to the fish pond. You can see the act. Yeah, the other way. Yeah. Then you throw it. Yeah. That's the fertilization process, undergoing just scooping with the you scoop the manure via the use of the spades, then you throw them onto the pond. So that's now the fertilization. So we have two types of fertilization at this area, which is just the throwing of this manure to the pond direct, or you can just hang them onto the sack, then you just hang them alongside the dikes of the fish pond, so as the fertilization can just take place. Because whenever you hang them onto the sack, it's just going to just remove the nutrients relevant for the growth of algae onto the pond. So guys, this is the maintenance practices we are just doing here before we stock them. So whenever we are just going to stock, we are just going to tell every aspect on how everything is just undergoing, guys. So keep watching, guys. I'll just be updating you more and more and more. techniques on what we are just using here. This is just the chime for whoever doesn't know this one. Just found alongside where the slaughterhouses are. So you can just go to the previous videos I've just uploaded. You know more about the chime where it's just removed from all the cow dung. So this is just like a cow dung. So it's just used for fertilization of the pond. You can now just use a container, so as you can now inlise it inside here, so that as you can now throw it to the ponds if they're now far. That's the practices that are just done here. Are you through, sister?
Yes, I'm through.
We can get to talk 2-3 things maybe.
Yes, we can.
I'm not viewing you well. You can just, we can walk?
Yes, we can walk.
Yeah, we can.
We can walk. Maybe we can walk to...
So, Nyege, are you going to finish the practice? Okay, do it so.
So Nyege and the team have been swimming right here.
Of
and
course.
I was feeling so jealous. I felt like I could join them.
Maybe we wait them to they go, then you do so. Do you fear them?
No, I don't fear them.
Okay, what are you fearing now?
How do I go back? You know, for them they live around here.
Oh, they're not living here, 2 kilometers from here. So whenever they're just going to walk alongside, they're just going to walk alongside going home. Yes. So they are just going to sun dry whenever they're just walking. So it's the same protocol that's just going on. So if you fear just showering onto this fish pond here, you can just shower at the river. You can now see the river YouTube there. So you can just shower down there. There's no big issue about that. So maybe you can go to the shelter. Maybe we have a shelter here. We have some eucalyptus trees here. So we have a shelter here, guys. Wow, this point, it's cool, huh?
I think this is better.
Yeah, it's better.
I'm feeling like you really have a lot of opportunity that you can do in this area in terms of making it like a fun activity point for people coming this area, since now this place has become like a tourist attraction site.
Yeah.
So you can think about like having a fun, you can make it like a fun park.
A fun park?
Yes, you can make it like a fun park. And then I'm liking the ideas that you have in mind. You fence around and then you plant some trees.
Yeah, by the way, I've not got that one to tell my audience that I'm just going to fence this area from this riverside here and plant some trees alongside this river, so as we don't have the erosion and land collapsing, until how you can now just have until the far end where that guy is just standing, and we have some potato beans there to the maize. So that's why we are just going to fence around and back to the river. So is it a good idea of fencing, or
Yes.
we have one entry and an emergency?
For now, I feel like it's a good idea to fence it. Then maybe later you can think of how to make this like an infinity fun park.
Yeah.
Like having that like a bridge from here to the other side.
Oh, that's now, guys, that I construct a bridge here from this side to the other side. Maybe I'm now encouraging the intruders coming here.
Yeah.
Because now, because
true.
we don't have any kind of what we call a bridge. It's like 500 meters from here. Okay. So people might just think I've just done it for them to pass. So they just be passing here as public, so as they can access my land. Okay. So that one I'll just be maybe selling myself.
Okay, now probably what you can do, because I'm feeling like if someone sits here and they watch this water flowing, it's psychological, it brings some calmness. So you can possibly think later, after building a fence around, you can do a sitting place where people can just sit and watch the water flowing. And also you can do a swimming pool, the way we were saying.
A swimming pool?
One of these, you can maintain the three, and then maybe you can do a swimming pool on this side.
A swimming pool there, somehow small,
yes,
where just grasses are and some sand is.
How it goes. So because that is also one of the fun activities that you can encourage, that can bring income at the same time, and they can make use of this land here. Because since I came here, what I can feel is fresh breeze. Like
we have breezes here, by the way. Yeah.
There's a fresh breeze coming in, and the views are amazing. When you look around, you know, this is not like the city life where you hear cars moving, cars hooting, people making noise on the other side. It's just a chilled area where you can just do your small picnic, where someone can do a picnic actually. Yes. So that's what I think. And I'm really thinking like this is a very great opportunity for you now that you're close to the villa, you know. So this whole area, I'm feeling like Marwa might even think of like expanding the villa to this side once he's done with the construction. So you are really located at a very good place, at a very good location.
Okay.
Yes.
So what about I was just talking about? I told my audience that I'm just to construct a bridge from where I'm just standing here to the other end of this fish pond. So as people can now just walk alongside the bridge, then they can now feel that breeze of this area. They can now fish some. They can just use the fishing rods to fish some fish from here. Feel the environment, and I'll just be having some Airbnbs, whereby the Airbnbs now will just provide some people will just coming to this area here will just sleep whenever maybe they have an appointment or they don't have an appointment. They just sleep onto this area maybe for pleasure time or leisure or anything else. So is it a good idea for maybe Airbnbs? This now, guys, this is the second time we are just talking to the lady. So if you can just remember the previous videos, we have been talking to the lady so far. So as now everything can just go on the way we just planned. So I told the lady that I'm just going to purchase a land. I have just purchased it. I'm just going to renovate that third fish pond and expand it. I have just already done that. So I've just told her maybe I'm just going to fence the area. So it's a dream coming through. So guys, whatever I was just requesting from the audience that you can just support on whatever you can just support, so as we can grow together as Team Marwa. So as you know, you can not just build something alone. People can just help. They can just chip in. We have the unity alongside Team Marwa, so as people can just chip in and say we have a support on that. So the plan I have at this area is more or less of having the Airbnbs, having a parking lot at the upper area, having a gazebo, having a bonfire, and having a swimming pool here. So it's just an idea alongside this. It's just a small area, but it will have some opportunities like recreational areas. Everything might be just so you can just chip onto the comment and say whatever you think can be just practice it here, so as we can now improve the life standards and even other people's life, because we will have employment here. We will have studies of people just studying here. That's what I'm just going to even say further. So as I'm just going to get some students will just be studying at this area the way we want them to get education, the way the kids are just here to do some work here. So at the far end, we're just getting education and they're just going to do something legit to the environment. Is it a good idea maybe of having a school here, so as people can just learn 2-3 things of just helping themselves go on?
Yes, it's a good idea because I'm feeling like this is the community and you can bring in the community like small kids. They can learn about farming, fish farming, because it's one area which I'm feeling like it doesn't have like many people in, and it is a very lucrative area, like business area. So it's a good idea to have an education system going on. You can have classes. You can even do like 3 months fish farming lessons.
Of course, even a week.
Swimming.
Yeah.
Swimming can also be one of the classes.
By the way.
Yeah.
So assuming is just constructing a swimming pool here via the use of maybe bricks and some cements here. So that one should not be a manual one like this one, because whenever you just jump in here, so we are now going to pollute some water here because it's now going to be color. We are going to bring some colors here and mud from the surface. So maybe it's just a constructed one, which now will be as perfect as possible maybe.
Yes.
Yeah. So, guys, it's just a big dream to come through here to this. It's underscore Gintu's fish farming here. So, as we can just get to know more about the fish farming and make as a progress. You can just chip and see the video we did with her. So, she told me more about what to do, and by now maybe there are changes here. Maybe she can just talk about the changes, maybe.
Yeah, the last time I was here, there was only one fish pond, that one.
Yeah.
These two were being renovated, and now, like 1 week later, the things that we were talking about, it has already been renovated, and I see now, like it's fully, it has water and it's fully working.
Yeah.
Which I feel like it's a good progress, and also the land. You didn't have that land. Your land was reaching where that calf is.
Yeah.
And now you have all the way to where the maize plantation is,
Of
which
course.
I'm feeling it's a really big investment for you, which you will realize later on. After some time, when you start seeing opportunities, you start seeing people coming here, you start getting even more customers for fish, and then you realize it was a good idea.
Yeah. So guys, we are just trying to just focus ourselves, then we can just do something constructive and to this area whereby it's just a fish farming practice to just go on well and well, so as we can now achieve whatever we need. Do you want to swim?
I want to touch this water.
Or you want to touch it? You can just go in. Remove your shoes. Remove your shoes.
And then I skip
You can.
Let me try from this side.
Okay. Somehow shallow?
Yeah, it's shallow.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so nice. Wow. And it looks clean.
Yeah, it's clean, by the way. So
Does it have fish? Does this?
not yet stocked with fish.
Okay.
So we are just going to stock it whenever they are just delivered to us, because we deal with some orders. So whenever it will now be delivered to us, we will now do something correspondent of stocking.
What if you wait for those ones to give back and then you
No,
transfer
I
them?
don't use the breeding, maybe produced fingerlings here. I deal with what is just called the monosex of male only.
So what does that mean?
Okay.
So you've talked about monocytes.
The monosex,
Yeah.
People are just asking where is the sex coming from. The monosex is just one type of the sex, which is just even the male or the female. You know, if we are just talking about the male or the female,
Okay.
I'm just rearing the male tilapia here alone.
Okay.
Whenever I talk about the male tilapia here, I do mean that whenever we stock here some fish, which are just the brooding ones, they are just going to breed here, because my market demand is just whenever I harvest here, I stock here, I have to harvest everything from this fish pond. So whenever I stock here some breeding fish, I'm just going to bring the complementaries here, because the feeding protocols will just be a problem in terms of competition even.
Okay.
So the feeds I'm just using here is just an intensive feeding here, which is just the use of the concentrate feeds to feed them. So I do stock here the male only because they have a high growth rate range compared to the female. So the point to be given out from the female to male is that whenever they're just 3 months old, stocked here, the female are just going to reproduce, whereby the female ones are just mouth breeders. You know, the tilapia mouth breeders. They bring their eggs from the mouth side. So whenever they're just breeding with their mouth, so they are just going to lay some eggs here via the mouth breeding. So the male, we shall have done something by the name creation of barrows. It's just creation of some pots onto the fish pond here, and the female will now lay their eggs, which are somehow creamy like. They have they are just attached to a creamy like structure. So whenever they lay their eggs onto the barrows, now the male fertilizer those eggs. So whenever they fertilize the eggs, the female incubate them onto the mouth. So the mouth of the tilapia fish is responsible for the hatching process. So it has the temperature relevant for the hatching. So whenever now it incubates the eggs, now it doesn't eat. It goes somewhere and hide. It doesn't eat for that several time of hatching. So that time you know, you are now throwing some feeds here. You know that? So whenever you're throwing some feeds here, it means that the male will keep on eating, so they bypass them.
Okay.
So that's where now the male have a high growth rate compared to the female one. So I do rear the monosex of male only, so as my market demand can just be got on time. So that's the best, because I'm just using the intensive part of feeding process of the use of the concentrates only. So I do stock here. Now I'm just going to stock some 2,500 for each pond, so as I can now sustain the market demand.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
So, you know, they're now going to maybe to mature during the June time next year. So as maybe I'll have just achieved the B&B project, the fishing panel here. Maybe we shall have a gazebo here. So whenever they are going to just be around 500 grams, we shall be at the 6th month of now stocking here. So we shall have that experience now of fishing some fish that are now grown up onto this fish pond of this area. So that's the hint beyond. So guys, I was just talking about maybe if you can just have a support, you can just support me, so as we can now continue this project once and for all, so as we can now finish it. But I'm just going to put the fence here, which is the next step. Whenever I put the fence here, so I'll have restricted everything at a place. So whenever I put that fence now, everything now runs smooth, because I'll not have any intruders. I'll not have a theft here, because people come here to just check on what's just going on, because I am the only person who's just performing this aquaculture at this area, rather than other people who don't have even. So it's one of the incredible scenes that have been performing here, because most of the people are just wondering, why is it that the small boy can just have some fish ponds here, or have a land at this area, and it's now making sense in a way that we are getting some fish from here. They have a good market in terms of purchase and everything in conjunction. So guys, as everything is just moving according to how the time tells us, how we dream and how we are just possessed in terms of doing some things, we are now going to do something correspondent with this fish farming. So you can now see today the work that was just here is just leveling over the dikes and just compacting the pathways, which are just called the dikes, so as we can have the channels running or the pathways running around this fish farming. So you can now just run away or just walk around the fish farming, so as you can now see more things that you have never seen, or you can just learn something from this project, guys. So you can just keep on my channel, it's _Gintu. Just watch the video, comment, like, and even share, so as we can just get support from that evidence that we are doing something legit to the economy, or bring some elite to the environment, or bring the elite onto the village area. So people can now learn more about how fishing process is just done, because so many people have some we call the plots here, which have water content around this area here, but the only thing they don't have is just encouragement on how they can just chip onto the project and just dig their own, or construct the ponds onto their own, so as they can now rear fish. Or if I can just get that support from you guys, we can just do this for other people, so as we can just have competition and we have the market demand, because I don't sustain the market, because it's not daily that I'm just going to the market. So whenever we can just be many, we can now sustain the market, because we shall have the product relevant for just stocking. So people talk about the problems, maybe sometimes construction is just a problem, but whenever I grow to be maybe one of the good farmers here, I can just chip and say that I want to construct for somebody else a fish pond, whoever is just relevant to be, or having the plot that's just relevant for the fish rearing. So we can just do that if we can just get more support from you guys, so as we can do things in a considerable manner. Thank you guys, keep on watching. I'll just be updating you more and more things about the fish farming project as everything is just undergoing. By now it's just maintenance practices, and we are talking about the maintenance practices of these fish ponds here, and at a marwa sector. So at a marwa, we are just going to tile the fish ponds there, we are not yet the construction of all the tiling process are not yet running there. So from next week, I'll update you on how we are just moving from this earthen fish ponds and I am marwa fish pond. So we are just going to update you more and more and more things relevant for that.
So I have a question.
Yes.
You said that you need to get like 2,500 fish
Per each pond.
for each pond. So how much do these fish go for?
One fingerling is just 5 shillings.
Okay. So that is 25,000? 2,500 times 5?
Times 5? Just around 25, just around 12,500.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's not a lot of money.
So just one is just for one pond, another one 12,500, another one 10,500, like around 31,500 shillings. So as now you can just have a full equipped or installed these fish ponds the way everything is just running. Okay. So if you just finish the fertilization, now the only work is just stocking the fish ponds.
Okay.
Ready. Yeah.
So I asked because someone might want to buy for you maybe for one fish pond. Yeah. So it was good to know the price.
Okay. It will be just one of the good moments ever. Can just jump and say, people, work one. You know, things are just here. We just help each other so as we can now achieve. But whenever one is just stuck somewhere, because somebody can just talk about, I've constructed, I have money. The money I could just stop here. I've bought an extra land, so I'm just going to work hard so as now I can just get the money. If probably I can just get the whole money accumulated together, then I purchase them together. Or even if I can just get for 1,000, I can just purchase the how I'll now just be getting money, so as I can now talk some.
My hand got tired.
Okay, we can just use this. Okay. Maybe.
The fronts.
Maybe is it coming? Okay, it's just coming. So guys,
let me just hold.
Okay,
see,
you can hold.
Yeah.
I'll maybe turn. Maybe. Yeah. Okay. People might be asking, that maybe the fish has money. Yes, they have money. And that's how I'm just possessed, so as I can now put a fence here because it's just a problem of the intruders passing through this any kind of maybe any area, any angle of accessing this area. So I have to put a fence here and just to buy some trees so as I can now plant them alongside the river so as they can just hold that soil from collapsing to the river. So whenever I do that, I'll just have that stability of this area and I will not lose anything. So so we have money that's just running day to day because we have maintenance practice. It's just money. We have people who are just restraining these areas and making the compartment of these fish ponds. It's just money. So we have other things that are just running here. So you can see we have some chime there. It's just money. You just purchase a vehicle, can just deliver it to here. So it's just money. So everything in this fish farming is just money because I am not alongside the road whereby people can just talk about it's just alongside the road. You can now heap them here. So you have to get onto the internal roads to access this area. So that's even a challenge of roads. So I'm just in a remote area, you know, it's like I am Marwa constructed his own road. So for me, maybe one day, one time I'll construct mine so as whoever wants to book, maybe can just get a direct way to the farm. So that's how everything is just running here. But in terms of maybe purchase of the fish, I'll just be purchasing 1,000, maybe whenever I get money.
So what about the selling price of this fish? How much do you sell them?
It's now determined with your market. So okay. Whenever the market demand is just about the cost of one piece of fingerling or a piece of fish, full grown, it's just 300 grams maybe to 500 grams will just cost to 200 or 300.